We're starting a new thing. Every single week, we are going to be highlighting a new community in Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, Oregon, so you can find some of these areas you might like to live and some of these areas you might hate to live. In today's episode, we're going to go through Ridgefield, Washington. Sleepy little town a couple years ago, but now one of the hottest market with some of the top schools. It's a place you're going to want to know about. And if you do want to know about it, we're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? My name's Jackson Wilkie.
I'm your girl, Listy.
That's right. We are the Real Agent Now group right here in the Portland Metro. If this is the first time to this channel, you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and about Ridgefield today, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And we honestly get so many phone calls, emails, texts every single day from people moving and relocating here. We absolutely love it. So thinking about moving anywhere in the Portland Metro or Vancouver, Washington, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to the Portland Metro. So we thought, you know what? We have so many awesome areas around here, and some people like a certain area for a reason, and that's the same reason other people might not like it. But we've helped over 200 clients move into Vancouver and Portland, and we want to take their stories, our stories, and highlight every community throughout the Portland Metro. So this week's community highlight is Ridgefield. Just start going, Listy. Tell me where it is. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I love Ridgefield. It's one of my favorite spots to sell in right now, you guys. So basically, it's an old dairy farm. It's like kind of like Mayberry, the old Mayberry, movies or TV show. It's just so cute.
Don't date yourself now.
But you've got, I know I'm aging myself. So it's literally like rolling hills countryside of like northern Clark County. You're literally 18 minutes to downtown Vancouver. You're 25 minutes to Portland. Downtown Portland, and only 25 minutes to the airport. So still very, very convenient. You're north of Vancouver. But what's so awesome is they've taken this town and it has got so much infrastructure that they're building right now. When it is done, it's the new Camas, Washington. That is what they're saying. Camas has always been very desired. Ridgefield is the next up and coming thing, and it's a little bit more affordable than Camas. So I could go on. I'm just going to keep rolling because
I'll stop you real quick because this is the crazy part. When we started vlogging these areas, 3 years ago, and we were down in Ridgefield, and we were talking about it, and we were just starting to get hints of it was getting discovered, but it's the most easy place to get into, lowest, but we really thought, with what we were hearing in the background, this place is going to explode, and equity-wise, growth-wise, it's probably been one of the fastest growers. So it got discovered, and it's got amazing things coming.
It did. One of the coolest part about what they're doing is there's several developer builders up there.
Yeah.
So they have a town center that they're building, a main town center with, grocery, entertainment, restaurants, things like that, little shops and things. All of these communities are connected with a trail system through each other down into this town center. That's awesome. That's really wild, which is super, super cool. So that's the number one thing. Who doesn't they've kept the big trees around as much as possible. So you have that, beautiful greenery that people love, about the Portland metropolitan area, in Southwest Washington. But to have the trail system leading down to walk down to the grocery store, it's awesome.
However, you're gonna see the kiddos and everybody using these trails safely and to get around. It's the coolest concept. I got 3 little tricycle motors, so having a place for them to get around is nice.
Right. Yeah. Safety, but it's just, so convenient, family friendly. But what's really cool is now, you kind of start with the homes and then all of the big things start coming. So they've broken ground. They're building a new Peace Health facility. So they're putting a hospital up there. We actually have a nurse that just relocated that bought because she's working up there now. They are putting in a Clark College satellite campus. They just broke ground on Costco.
Let's go.
I know, right? I know.
$1.99 dogs.
Target. Once we got a Target, man, hands down, everybody. So The really other part that's really kind of cool is Miller's Landing, which is on their
Yep.
waterfront. So they just broke ground on that as well, which is like a 40-acre waterfront area that's just an extension to their current little, like downtown area that's going to have more shops, more restaurant, more entertainment. So it's just getting bigger, bigger. And that's where the boat dock's out. That's where you're putting in your kayaks and
Yep.
you're going fishing. But let's talk about kayaking, you guys. You've got the Wild Refuge up there, which is like 32 miles of like kayaking trails that lead you all the way down to the Vancouver Lake from Ridgefield. I mean, how cool is that? It's like a dream for these outdoorsy people that move here for that reason.
Yep. So the whole landscape of it is kind of like Old Town, and this breakthrough that's going on the water there is going to be amazing because you'll have more to do, but that it has this quaint little downtown. Like it looks like 150-year-old shops. There's like a brewery down there that's opened by firefighters, and it was this small quaint town that really started to get some growth to it. But now having all those shops and stuff, plus it's you're quick. You're right onto the freeway there, and then you're straight down to the south waterfront of Vancouver, which is really starting to expand, and lots of stuff going on too. But let's talk about, we have some clients who've closed there and pending. What are the different styles? Because there is some older stuff, but a lot of it's just new construction. Like, what can they expect there?
A lot of it is new construction. You do have some older construction with bigger lots, but to be honest, I'm seeing those things starting to get teared down because they just can't keep up with these large communities. These builders are just coming in, and building these big developments. So you have a lot of new construction. They are trying to aesthetically make them all a little bit different, but there are some cookie cutter like neighborhoods, but you do have some custom home builders in there, which is great. You're seeing a lot of one level homes, which I'm surprised by because you usually get 2-level homes or, one level with a daylight basement. So I'm getting a lot of retirees that are wanting to move here and they're finding themselves in that area. One, for the walkability and how nice it is for them, like in quiet, quaint community, but also having these 1-level homes, for retirement. So that's kind of nice for them as well. I think the other thing I have to mention, not that you have to be a retiree to want to gamble, but there's A Casino, which is really fun. I always laugh when I mention that with my retirees because there's like the little bus that takes you to the retiree.
I'd get on a party bus with a bunch of old people, drink some brewskis. Yeah.
A Casino, I mean, this place is gorgeous in Ridgefield, you guys. I mean, it's got like a Michael Jordan steakhouse. I mean, it's not like your typical, it's like a convention center. They have awesome concerts and comedy shows, but they're putting a lot of money back into the schools, back into their community with these tax dollars being spent there at this, casino. So I have to point out with that, your schools are actually number 9 listed on the top 10 schools in the Portland metro area. Ridgefield is now number 9. That's huge. So that's kind of exciting as well.
As a real estate agent who's closed over 200 homes of all relocation people, what does top ranking schools, all of this infrastructure, what does that tell you for somebody getting in now for like equity just 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now with their house?
Oh my goodness. So I have a couple that retired and they bought their home and it took 6 months to build. And when it closed, I'm trying to remember the exact months, I apologize, but from the time it closed 6 months later, it was that same exact home without all the upgrades. What they bought it for, that current home without the upgrades, was selling for $75,000 more than what they bought for. So it's appreciating very, very quickly. So the idea is because we're still really in the beginning phases 1 and 2 of several phases out in all of these developers. I mean, getting in now is key because prices are just going to keep going up. You're going to have homes as far as pricing on average. You're starting at about $600,000 right now for, a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house up there. It's going to be hard to find something under $600 unless you're buying one of the older homes that's not new construction.
So, and we'll talk about, obviously the community of Ridgefield, but just current situation, middle of July, end of July, 2022. Interest rates have gone up 1-2%. So the good news to that for serious buyers is there's just not near as much pressure. So your monthly payment might go up a little bit, but you're not having to come out of pocket $50,000 or $100,000. And so you're getting a little bit more time to shop. The other disadvantage of possibly living in a Ridgefield or even Vancouver is people look at the no state income tax, and yet maybe their job is still down in Oregon. One, that don't fly. Two, that traffic across the bridge heading from Vancouver to Portland in the morning, just don't even mess with it. So if you're going to be working in Washington or working remotely from home, then it's an incredible opportunity. But are you getting that from people too? Oh, I kind of want to live there, but I'll be working in Oregon.
Yeah, I do. So I'm really honest and candid. If you can work, in Portland and not go during those main traffic times, if you're not commuting between, 7 and 9 a.m. and not going to lie, going back from Portland into over the bridge into Vancouver, into Ridgefield, if you're not over the bridge by 2:30, you're screwed.
Yep.
You got to be, it's bad. So if you're like working, I'd have another nurse that I sold up there, and she actually works at a hospital in Portland, but she's a night nurse. So for her, she flies back and forth, no problem. So we do have that conversation. But yeah, most people are they're remote workers that are working, in Vancouver and not commuting to Portland. However, I will tell you, everybody living in Washington, they're going on the weekends into Portland and doing all their major shopping because there's no sales tax in Oregon. So they're hitting Jansen Beach right on the other side of the Oregon, border, where they're hitting their Costco, their Targets, their Home Depots, doing all that big shopping and not paying the sales tax. So they're saving money that way too.
Look at that, beating the system. So these are, conversations we have. Ridgefield's going to put you up kind of a northwest corner from downtown Vancouver. But yes, with no traffic, you can haul ass on that freeway and get to downtown Portland, or just like, North Portland or Mississippi Ave, some of the coolest areas, just like this. So you really have everything you need. But, these are the honest conversations we have with people. Once we hear some things you like, you don't like, what your goals are with moving, we start knowing these communities, even just individual neighborhoods that are like, okay, that's perfect for you. You will never know these areas without reaching out. So the only way we can help you is you've got to reach out to us. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back with moving to the Portland Metro. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later.
Bye.